everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting the all-new Hill Tribesmen, or Dunlendings. Hill Tribesmen, from the War of the Rohirrim Battle of Edoras box that Games Workshop very kindly sent me early to build up and paint with all of you, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. Now, bit of admin before we get started. We're going to be painting these 6 because it gives us a nice cross-section of the set of models in the box. We have the one with the torch, we've got a couple of the pikes and large axes and swords and things, and we've got a shield in here and the bows and stuff. So a really nice kind of cross-section of the miniatures. And, well, we're going to be kind of mixing and matching as we go through. So there's a bit of back and forth between the paints. For example, Black Legion appears quite a few times throughout this video, but we're just going to kind of take it a section at a time, and, well, it should be cool. So, they've all been primed in grey Seer, and we'll be back in just a second once we've grabbed our paints and our brushes, and we've resituated the camera. So the place we're going to start with our Hill Tribesmen is we're actually just going to start from the boots and work our way up the miniature, which is why we're going to have that back and forth between some paints. But this is just how we kind of keep a handle on things as we move through all 24 of the miniatures. So the colour we're going to be using first is Black Legion. And we're going to be applying this over the top of all of their shoes. And they've all got this like kind of wrap thing going on around the shins and ankles, so you're just going to use the Black Legion up to that point, as you can see just there, and we're going to do this across all 6 and thus all 24 of our models. So with that Black Legion all applied to the boots, we're then going to take some Wyldwood and we're going to apply it over the top of the shin and ankle wraps. As well as any kind of little corners and bits of trouser that you can see from certain angles. So with that Wyldwood all applied, we're then going to take some Ratling Grime and we're going to apply this on the next layer of cloth up, which is this bit here, on all of them. Now some of this is a bit longer and some of it's a bit shorter, but we're just going to get this over top of just literally like the next layer of cloth. Now what you can also do at this point is you can treat this as being like the base layer of their outfits. And you can also do the sleeves if any of them have it, which some of them do and some of them don't. This individual does not have any sleeves. With that Ratling Grime all applied, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown and we're going to apply this on the next layer up. So in this guy's case, he's got a little bit of a shirt thing going on here. And again, not all of them have this many layers of clothing, so at some points you can just choose not to do this and skip over to the next bit. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Garaghak Seer. And we're going to apply this on the next layer up. It is a lot of brown. And so for our final cloth layer, we're going to take some Snakebite Leather. You should only have little bits and bobs left over now, so things like this shoulder just here. We're going to apply that Snakebite Leather all over, just like this. And that is fur that's right in there. So we're good to go. Speaking of fur, what we're going to do is we're going to take some black Templar. I'm going to use this over around about half. So in this case, 3 of our Hill Tribesmen's fur. For our other 3 individuals, we're going to take some Skeleton Horde. We're going to apply this over top of all of their fur. Next up, we're going to use some Black Legion, and we're going to use this for quite a lot of extra details. So we're going to be applying this over top of the bows. Like so. We'll be applying it over the top of the braces and belts. We want to apply it over the shafts of any arrows. And you can also apply this over the top of some of the hairs and beards. Not all of them, but some. But in addition, there's one other area which is unique to our torch wielders, such as this guy here. And we're going to apply this over the top of the torch, excluding the flames and the wood. So with all of that Black Legion applied, we're then going to take some Wyldwood once again, and we're going to apply this over the top of all the wood. So this is going to be the shields, spear, hafts, the torch, stuff like that. So with that Wyldwood all applied, we're then going to take some Black Templar once again. I'm going to use this to paint in one of the hair. Well, one of the warrior's hair. Not just one strand of hair. So with that done, we're then going to take some Nuln Oil and we're going to apply this over the top of our next individual's hair. For another hairstyle, we're going to take some Agrax Earthshade and we're going to apply this over top of this person's hair. And for our final hairstyle, we're going to take some Basilicanum Grey. I'm going to use this over top of this individual's hair. With all the hair now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Guilliman Flesh and we're going to apply this over top of all of the skin. This is going to be any hands, faces, necks, or arms. So with that all done, we're now going to use 4 colours. We're going to use Iyanden Yellow, Gryph-Hound Orange, Blood Angels Red, and Black Templar. We're going to be applying these over the top of the flaming torches. So we're going to start with some Iyanden Yellow, and we're just going to apply this all over the top of the flames, like so. You can do it on both sides as well. Just like that. Then what we do is we wash the brush, get rid of the water, and then grab some Gryph-Hound Orange. And then we're going to apply this over the top, just leaving a little bit of yellow towards the torch itself. Once again, we wash the brush. Grab a little bit of Blood Angels Red, and then around about halfway we apply the Blood Angels Red, like so. A little bit more Blood Angels Red. Apply this again round about halfway on the other side, like so. Wash the brush. And then just a tiny amount of Black Templar, and on the tips of the flames we're just going to add a little bit of that black. Like so. And then finally, just to finish things off, we go back to Iyanden Yellow And we just use this to move the colours about. Until we're happy with it, like that sort of thing. With that flaming torch all done, we're then going to take some thinned down iron warriors. We're going to apply this over top of all of our metallic bits, which are just going to be things like the blades and the occasional arrow tip here or there. So with that all done, we're now going to add a shade, and that is going to be some Nuln Oil. I'm going to use this over top of the silver, but we're also going to use this over top of the arrow fletchings on our archers. So with that all done, our Hill Tribesmen are now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, and they're looking pretty cool. However, we're not going to leave them there. We are going to do 3 more things to them, just to keep it nice and simple again, but also just to kind of elevate the models just a little bit further. But as you can see, I think they're looking pretty cool already, focusing issues aside. Anyway, we're going to come back in just a second with our next 3 steps just to finish off our Hill Tribesmen once we've fiddled with the camera. So the first thing we're going to do to all of our Hill Tribesmen is we're going to take some Black Legion, and we're not going to take very much of this here. I'm going to use this to pick out their eyebrows and their eyeballs. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Karak Stone, and we're going to dry brush this over the top of 95% of all the details. So we're going over the top of any dark hair, all of the browns, the clothes, and things like that. We're going to go over the top of the wood, the black areas of the torch up here, but not over the top of the flames. And we don't need to go over the top of the faces and skin either. So with that all done, it is now time to finish off the Hill Tribesmen by taking some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight the silver. And And so with their bases now complete, I haven't done any tufts on them. I might do in the future, but I thought they looked quite good with just bare ground. Anyway, with the bases now complete, the Hill Tribesmen are now finished, and, well, I think they look pretty cool, and we did a reasonably simple scheme here. There's lots of kind of to-ing and froing with the contrast paints, but in the end, getting through 24 of these miniatures is no easy task, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.